Hi there, Bio20s. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about dialysis. So here's our dialysis notes guide, and this is a treatment that's often used for kidney failure. And so if your kidneys get below, I believe it's like about 10% functioning, you can get dialysis to basically do the job of the kidney because your kidney is not functioning enough to do the job for yourself. So it can't clean blood and detoxify it. And that means that toxins are going to build up in your bloodstream, and that can be deadly. So this whole technology is just based on a knowledge of how things diffuse, so from high to low concentration, and knowledge of semi-permeable membranes. And so, in essence, there's just two types of kidney dialysis. Number one, hemodialysis, where a person is basically plugged into a machine for several hours a day for often 3 to 5 days a week. And that machine is taking over the job of your kidneys. It's going to filter blood for you so that the waste don't build up and become toxic. And then the second form of kidney dialysis is called peritoneal dialysis, where this peritoneal membrane, this lining of your intestines, takes over the job of the kidneys and it filters blood for you. So if you need a little bit of help, doctors can actually add things to the substances that are going into the machine and to basically regulate the concentration of particles in the bloodstream. And both of them, though, are like a replacement when your kidneys just can't do the job anymore and you still need to filter and get rid of excess toxins. And so I've got a couple of animations that just show you exactly how each one works. And so let's take a look at hemodialysis first. So here's a person attached to this big machine, and this machine is a dialysis machine. And it's not that difficult of a process. My grandma was on this for several years before she passed away. So it's just like a big pump that the blood is going to go from the person into the machine, the dialyzer, and this is where the cleaning occurs. And so the blood coming in has a concentration of particles or solutes, we call them, and they're just diffuse across the little membrane. It's a semi-permeable membrane. And any of the toxins and things that need to go out are then taken out, and anything that has then kind of been cleaned, right, is just going to return back to the body. And so a lot of people that have the hemodialysis, they have a little connection inside their body for the doctors and nurses to be able to take a connect into this machine, and then the blood goes out of their body through the machine. It gets cleaned. As I said, it's just diffusion, right? Things move from high to low concentrations. All the toxins and high concentration of things are going to move across the membrane into the dialysate in the machine, and then all the good things, the clean blood, can go back into the patient. And so that's hemodialysis, where a machine is taking over your kidneys. The other form of dialysis, peritoneal, as we mentioned, the peritoneum is this membrane inside your body. So you're not sending your blood outside the body to this artificial kidney machine. Instead, you're using your own body to do this. This membrane that lines the abdominal cavity is going to be the filter for you. And so you fill up this dialysis fluid with a catheter, which is a little tube, and then the toxins get removed through the peritoneum, the membrane. Again, same thing. It's like a semi-permeable membrane, and things move from a high to a low concentration. So we're zooming in, and we can take a look at the peritoneal cavity. And so here's this membrane, and the fluid comes in, it fills up the intestine, and then basically any concentration of toxins and water and other things are just going to be going through the membrane. And then the waste fluid is drained out of the body, and ta-da, that's it. The peritoneal dialysis has done the job of your kidney, being that your kidney is damaged and can't do the job itself. Okay, so it's just basically it's a semi-permeable membrane again, right? Is that particles come in and high concentration of particles, and they're going to just move across into the, so water and toxins, high concentration, they just diffuse, they just move from high to low concentration, move across, and then this just is going to kind of make its way out the tube, and you've cleaned the fluid, and this is doing the job instead of the kidney. And again, it's happening inside your body rather than having to connect you to a machine. And so this allows you to be what they call ambulatory. So you could walk around at home while this is happening, I don't know, do the dishes, whatever you need to do, right? Rather than you having to be going to the hospital and being attached to a machine for several hours, often several times a week. And so that's the two different: hemodialysis with a machine, and the peritoneal dialysis is using your intestinal lining. And then, in case the dialysis didn't work, kind of as a last resort, some patients may be able to have kidney transplants. Not every patient will be eligible for a transplant. Maybe you're too old or have other underlying factors, but kidney is actually the most successful organ transplant. And you can get it from either a cadaver, somebody that has died and is providing the kidney for you, or a living donor. And typically, this is a higher success rate, and usually it's a close relative. So a sibling would be the best, but even a cousin or another relative. And then sometimes you just randomly hear these stories where somebody found a match on like Facebook or something, and that can happen, but it's a lot more rare. So the problem with the kidney transplant is that you have to take in immunosuppressant drugs. And these drugs are preventing your immune system from attacking the new organ. And it is going to prevent you from rejecting the new kidney. But here's the catch-22, is that these drugs cause kidney damage. So you've got this new kidney, but the drugs that you have to stay on to keep alive are actually causing kidney damage. So the final thing of importance in this booklet is how closely your circulatory system and your kidneys work together. You already know this. You know that in the nephron, there's the afferent arteriole, the glomerulus, the efferent arteriole, and this is a unique situation to the entire body. And we know that blood pressure is the driving force behind the filtration that happens, the first step of urine formation. And the problem is that people with chronic high blood pressure often have kidney damage, right? Because they've got high blood pressure, not just, in their, well, it's everywhere in their body, including in their nephrons. And so that means that blood is maybe not being filtered correctly, and this may need dialysis or a kidney transplant if the damage is so bad that the kidneys no longer work. So that's all that is important in this booklet. And you can just read this little article on what happens if your kidney fails. And here's a person hooked up to this giant machine, the dialysis, the hemodialysis. And like I said, that's several times a week, several hours at a time. And a couple of questions for you to do. And of course, this is just a technology, right? So if you're ever asked about technologies to help manage or treat kidney disease, then this would be one of them. All right, that's it for dialysis. Okay, have at her.